Hello to all my friends out there. Hi, you guys. Well, we're back together again. I hope everyone is doing okay. Okay, this video is I can't come up with 6 meals out of the stockpile because I can't even afford 7 meals this week. You can do it. Not scared, prepared. That is what we want to keep in mind as these prices are going up, up, up. Okay, so let's get right into that and then we'll do the other thing. Okay, the thing's going to help you so much is if you get a big bag of instant potatoes. I'll put it up here for now. I have this week regular potatoes. These were pretty reasonable. I bought them at Walmart. A big bag of rice. I have kind of learned get a little better quality in case you ever need it. And then macaroni and cheese. So you have all your carbs. And if you know some food shortage came up, you could live on your carb food. It would be so much better than going hungry. Okay, so we're going, wow, you know, putting extra food away is so hard. Well, if you put 6 meals away, you can always eat them. Another thing is, one of the reasons I'm not cooking is I have leftover salmon, which I will probably freeze. So if you put all your food that you don't want to eat in your freezer, believe me, eventually you will eat it. And then I have a small canned ham in here. You know, one of these. I tried making a wrap out of it and I hated it. You know, a tortilla wrap. But you know, I made myself eat it. And I have chicken left, so that's why I'm not cooking. Okay, so we have our carbs. Now let's think about inexpensive food. Okay, sardines. So if you make rice with sardines, and then you put, if you have some, coconut milk with a little sugar and some mangoes or some kind of fruit, this is like $1. There's still meals that we can get for $1. Okay, corned beef hash. So if you have this and you have some eggs and some bread, you can survive. That's cheap. So if you can't afford it, just eat cheap and maybe get a couple extra meals. Pork and beans. I usually make baked beans, and I've given you guys the recipe with hot dogs, or you can make pork and beans with sausage and eat it on toast with peaches. Or, you know, pork and beans and hot dogs. Okay, chili is good if you make chili cheese fries, because you know you have your potatoes. And if you bake your potatoes, it's a lot cheaper than frying because you don't have to use so much oil. So chili cheese fries or chili and rice is good. So how many servings is this? This is 2 servings. This is 3.5. So the 6 meal extra meal week is the one that's hardest to do. And that's the one we're on this week. We're eating 6 meals. Okay, a luncheon loaf. I usually fry this with eggs, or else I make sandwiches. Dollar Tree, if you've never seen it. And then canned tuna, if you have bread with eggs and, with bread, with mayonnaise, with lettuce and tomatoes, that is good. You know, pile a bunch of veggies. So I'm just going to leave those here for now. So, okay, this week, the first week, the 1 through 7, I ate all of those out of the stockpile because I had food left over from Christmas. The second week, the 8 through 14, I ate 2 meals out of the stockpile. So how you can do that is you can eat the meals out of the stockpile on the weekend. The third week, the 15th to the 21st, 50% reduction on groceries, 4 meals out of the stockpile. So what you can do is you can make 2 meals and then eat the leftovers. So that's pretty easy to do. Now this week is the tricky one. The 22nd through the 29th, reducing 75%. That would be 5.25, but you need 6 meals. And then next week there's 4 days, and then hopefully you can eat all of those days out of the stockpile. Okay, now I don't know about anyone else, but I seem to spend the most money on this week, the 22nd through the 29th, maybe because I'm running low on stuff. And so this week, just like when I cut my utilities and my gasoline, I watch every little penny I spent. So here is the 6-day plan. Okay, so now we're working towards an entire week out of the stockpile. And then an entire 2 weeks. And then an entire 3 weeks and a month. And then 3 months, and we're working towards a year. Okay, so if you're really broke, you might be thinking, I don't have any extra money. Try to come up with 1 extra day. That would be 4 extra meals per month. That is really going to help you. So the way you could do it is 1 week you would come up with 1 extra meal, and the next week you would come up with 2 extra meals, and then go back to 1 and then 2. So that would give you 6 extra meals out of a 30-day month, which probably could be done just by eating leftovers. But I do have some cheap meals here that I do this. I'll eat it at dinner time like a regular meal, but granola and milk, soup and crackers, sandwiches like egg salad, tuna and ham, and then I bought chips at Dollar Tree, so I could eat those with sandwiches. Okay, so now I know that I was cutting this week, so I have plans. I went into my stockpile. I could have ham and eggs. I showed you the ham. Hot dogs and chili, or hot dogs and pork and beans. A half a can salmon. I could make some tuna casserole and just use my salmon. Tuna. And sliced ham or turkey, and I could just make sandwiches. Okay, think about 4 days eating out of the stockpile. So you're planning, oh my gosh, how can I do this? Think of 1 spaghetti, 2 macaroni and cheese with hot dogs, 3 pancakes and eggs, 4 tuna casserole, 5 hot dogs and french fries, and how I make hot dogs and french fries, or hot dogs with rice with milk. Once you get powdered milk and sugar, so hot dogs, a little bowl of rice with milk and sugar, kind of like the sticky rice with the mangoes. Okay, hot dogs with french fries, and I just put the potatoes and the hot dogs in the oven at 350, just like a frozen dinner. And then biscuits and gravy. I usually make either sausage or bacon. Okay. Now, on February, we want to continue eating out of the stockpile. If you can, the first week, eat two days out of the stockpile. The second week, 3 days, because we don't have so much food left over from Christmas. Week 3, 4 days, and 5. So we're just adding 1 each week. We're starting with 2 and then just adding 1. But you can just do 2, 2, 3, 2, whatever you can come up with. Okay, now try to buy a little extra each week, 1 or 2 items from Dollar Tree. Food first, like shelf-stable milk, chips, a box of tea, or raisins. The raisins are really going to come in handy for all kinds of things. And then keep your raisins in the freezer after you open them. Okay, today I bought coleslaw because you know I'm not cooking much. So this is good if you have hot dogs or ham. And then I wanted to buy pickled food and I saw mild okra. I have never eaten this stuff in my life. And I thought, I'm going to try this. Actually, I like them. I had about 4 or 5 of them. And I have a jar and I am going to refrigerate, pickle some okra. I wanted to see if it was tasty at all and if I liked it. And then I want to try, so I'm saving my jars, and I have good pickling brine I gave to you guys, and I am going to be pickling some jalapenos maybe this month if I eat all my other ones. Okay, so just be thinking, okay, well, you know, nothing crazy. Pick up 1 or 2 items. Try to get a big one. That's going to help you in the future. Working towards an entire week out of the stockpiles. Just 1 day, 2 days a weekend, 3 days, and add 1 day. And okay, now let's think about these 5 things. 1, the probability of war. Do I see a probability of war? I don't. That doesn't mean it's not going to happen. But Finland, Sweden, and France all do and have warned their populations to prepare for war. I think Americans would freak out and buy everything in the store. The inventory seems low now. But if any of these NATO countries are attacked, then I do see. Or if Ukraine should join NATO, then I would see. Okay, probability of higher inflation. I see a high probability of that. The solution is stockpile food and cut expenses. Number 5, higher gasoline. I see a high probability of that because of the Mideast conflict. Higher utilities. I see a very high possibility of that. I'm not sure what happened this week, but I was being as thrifty as I could. Okay, and clothes. Okay, I was telling the girls at the gym what I did last summer. It was summer and it was blazing hot here, and I bought big piles of sweaters and coats, lots and lots of them. And then I needed gym clothes, and I bought a bunch of gym clothes at the thrift store, half price. And not this month because I'm not spending, but maybe next month I'm going to just buy big piles of shirts, not jeans. I don't like used jeans. And not shoes. I buy cheap shoes. Okay, now be keeping your eye out for good deals. So I got this fabulous deal. Just look at this. These were $3. These are now, this is how many? 8 bars. These are $1 a bar now, so I took them both. If there was 5, I would have bought them all. That's why my skin is so crappy. I haven't had my Dial soap because I was too cheap to pay full price. Okay, the next holiday that we want to prepare for a little bit is Valentine's Day. So I put stuff in this my brass bowl. I love this bowl. I would never sell this bowl. I'm trying to buy everything forever. Like, do I need a no bowl? No, it's forever. Okay, I bought some mint tea at Walmart. There was only 1. I grabbed it, and so I had some napkins left over from Christmas. I want to make some sugar cookies. I would have made my frosting, but I had one. On these, if you buy these, watch out when let's see, it calls for butter and 1 tablespoon water. Watch out when you add the water. So I will make some cookies. And I guess it was from last year. I have a tube of frosting. And I have some sprinkles. So I'm going to go through my cupboards to see if I have more sprinkles. So I don't plan on going cuckoo on Valentine's. But what I am trying to do is fix up the house nice because it got very, very messed up at Christmas. Very messed up. Okay, so now for the rest of this month and next month and then every month after, I'm going week by weeks. Or you can do weekdays by weekends. Some people spend a lot of money on the weekends. I never did because I worked the weekends. Cutting, utilities, and gasoline. Okay, now think about this stockpiling. Fruit, for one person, you need 2 cans at 7 servings a week. So if you were stockpiling fruit, you would find the cheapest fruit and buy 2 cans. And the reason, and you would say, would this make good jam? I would get peaches, pears, fruit cocktail, mangoes. Veggies, you need 2 cans. I would get peas because then I could eat pea soup and rice, and that is a complete protein, just in case, God forbid. Milk, I like 2 cups per day, so I need 14 cups per week, and I would expect, do I expect an increase in dairy? Yes. And so right now, the bags I buy of whole milk at Walmart are $14, so it costs me about $28 a month. So this month, I might buy 2 more bags. Meat, 1/4 to 1/3 pounds per meal. So this month I'll probably buy chicken, 1 pound of hamburger, 1 pound of turkey burger, and I don't think there's anything else I need. And then think about nuts. Okay, nuts are not too expensive, especially if you buy peanuts. And what's so good about them is you can make peanut butter very, very easily. Just roast them 10 minutes on each side at about 200. Take them out, roll them in a dish towel to get the skin off, and then just blend them in the blender on low until they start to break up, and then add about 1/2 tablespoon of good oil, and you have your own peanut butter at all times. Okay. All right, now I want to talk to you about my garden. Okay, somehow my garden survived. Not all of it, but a majority of it. I mean, the rain was very bad. And so probably this week sometime I'm going to try to plant a few soybeans and a few more tomatoes. So all through, starting now until as long as I can go. Last time what I did was, another thing, don't do this either, is I just planted as many seeds as I could sprinkle, and it was a lot of good food for the gophers. But this year I think I'm going to plant them above ground in pots, so we'll see about that. So considering, or if you don't have a yard, say, how can I grow a couple cherry tomatoes indoors? Very easily, just put them by a window. Do not be scared, be aware of danger. Okay, let's see. So with me living in Southern California, I have to be prepared for earthquakes at all times. Those are hard to prepare for. All I know is that I want to get as close to the front door as I can if the whole building comes down. Okay, so also we have fires here. So whatever also we could have tidal waves, which would be totally unusual on the West Coast, but it could happen. Okay, so now what I want to do is think about filthy conditions. Okay, I'm starting to see some, like when I go into places, I go, wow, this bathroom is filthy. Do I want to buy my food there? No, I do not. If you're that filthy and negligent, what else is going on? I want to guard malnutrition. I want to make sure, just for dinner mainly, I have a meat, I have a carb, I have some vegetables, I have some bread, and I have some butter, and I have some fruit. Most of that can come out of the stockpile. So I want to think about pests like rats, fleas, and spiders. Mainly, and flies. Flies are very filthy. I heard flies can smell garbage from 2 miles off. One time I was working at this, like, why the hell is there so many horse flies? They go, oh, well, we have the dump. And I mean, it was expensive too. And I'm going, who would buy a house? Well, you might not notice the horse flies, but you'll notice them after you live there. So you want to watch them. So last month I bought a lot of nuts. This month I bought a lot of soap, And so what I'm doing, oh, this is not fun. I'm going through the food, I'm checking around, and if I have something that's nearly expired or expired, and I live in a good neighborhood too, I put it by the dumpster and somebody takes it. So that is, and also I save my cans and bottles, and I give them, a lot of times the kids are going through the trash for bottles. Sometimes I give them to this lady. Did I mention Pancakes? One of the followers told me that his father used to eat pancakes and eggs 3 times a week. I could do that. I could easily do that. I could eat granola too. Also, you know, top ramen is not too bad if you have some kind of sandwich with it. Also, I mentioned to you guys that one out back, a mint plant. Oh, it's on my video on X. So if you would like to see the rain and some other posts, go to X. I have art on Instagram. Okay, now one more thing. It's about the aliens. Do I think there's a probability of alien sightings? Yes, but they won't be able to document them. Somehow, because I have said if the aliens are here, they've always been here. And these days, like, multiple people will see the aliens, but no one gets photos of the aliens because they were too scared. But there will be a lot of alien sightings. They're saying the ones that are coming to the Gulf of Mexico will have documentation. But generally, that is not the way it works. People see the aliens. They could even have horrific experiences with the aliens, but there's usually no provable documentation, just their word. So now, about the aliens, or the 3 days of darkness, or the riots, or the shortages of food, any of that, you want to really stay in the house. Chances are the aliens are not coming into the house, although I have seen videos where they did. But generally they don't, you know, go into the house. And they all say if like things are going really bad, do not open your door to anyone. So I think that is good advice. So, okay, you guys, now I live in a good place because all of us have surveillance. So, but out here, there was a lady who was on, what is that called? Ring or whatever we have for months. They surveilled her stealing packages, stealing the wreath, the Christmas wreaths and stuff off the door, just being a menace. And I'm sure, I thought I saw her one day, and I'm sure nothing ever happened to her. Okay, you guys, I will see you tomorrow. Please like, comment, and subscribe. And God bless you all. Bye.